Let me ask you something. Do your arms feel weaker than they did 5 years ago? Can you lift your grandchild the way you used to? Or maybe you've noticed you can't carry the grocery bags in one trip anymore and you hate that feeling. Here's what most seniors don't realize. After age 50, your body starts losing muscle at a rate that will actually shock you if you know the real numbers. I'm talking 3 to 5% every single decade. And the worst part, most people don't even notice it's happening until it's too late. But the good news, and I mean really good news, is that losing muscle is not inevitable. Today, I'm going to show you 5 very clear signs that your body is losing muscle right now. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the exact solution that actually works. We're talking about getting your strength back, your independence back, that feeling of being able to do what you want when you want. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand what's happening to your body and exactly how to stop it. I'm Dr. Alex Mandell, and for the last 20 years, I've been working with senior patients just like you. And one of the most common concerns I hear in my practice isn't about blood pressure or cholesterol, it's about feeling weak. Patients come to me and say things like, "Doctor, I used to be able to do this. Why can't I anymore?" Or, "I'm scared I'm going to fall." Or my personal favorite, "I don't want to become a burden to my kids." And here's the thing, these are not signs of normal aging. These are signs that your muscles need help. Now, losing muscle is what we call sarcopenia, but I'm not going to throw medical terms at you. What I want you to understand is this. Your muscles are like a bank account. When you're younger, you make regular deposits. But after 50, if you're not actively maintaining them, you start making withdrawals. And before you know it, the account's empty. The 5 signs I'm about to show you are your body's way of telling you the withdrawal process has started. But here's the hope. Every single one of these is preventable and reversible. So let's dive in. Before we go any further, if you're finding this information helpful, would you mind hitting that like button? And if you want to keep learning about your health as you age, subscribe to this channel. New videos every single week. Thanks so much. Sign number 1. Difficulty climbing stairs or getting out of a chair. One of my patients, let's call him Robert, came to see me about 6 months ago. He was 68, retired, and he told me something that really stuck with me. He said, "Doc, I used to run up the stairs 2 at a time. Now I have to hold the railing and take them 1 step at a time. It's embarrassing." His kids had started to notice too. When his family visited, his grandchildren wanted to play in the backyard. But Robert found himself not going outside as much, not because he didn't want to, but because he was tired. He was afraid he might fall. That's sign number 1. When climbing stairs or getting up from a chair starts to feel hard. Why does this happen? Your legs, specifically your quadriceps and gluteal muscles, are responsible for lifting your body against gravity. That's a lot of work. When you lose muscle, those muscles get smaller and weaker. So simple tasks like standing up from the dinner table or walking up to the 2nd floor suddenly feel exhausting. Now here's what's important to understand. This is not normal aging. This is muscle loss, and it's very specific. It's not that you're getting older, it's that your muscles need to be used or they shrink. One study from the Journal of Applied Physiology found that adults over 50 who don't engage in resistance exercise lose about 5 to 10% of their muscle mass every decade. That's significant. That adds up fast. After 10 years, that's half your muscle gone. The tricky part? Most people don't realize what's happening. They think, well, I'm just getting older. This is what happens, but it's not inevitable. Robert didn't accept this, and I'm going to tell you what he did in just a minute. But first, let me ask you, does this sound familiar? Do you find yourself needing to push yourself up from the couch or using the armrest more than you used to? That's your body sending a message, and the message is clear. Now, Robert did something that surprised everyone in his family. He actually got stronger, and I'm going to show you exactly what he did. But we need to understand the other signs first. Sign number 2, loss of grip strength. Here's something I notice a lot. A patient comes in, we shake hands, and I feel the grip, and I can immediately tell something. A weak grip, not because they're being polite or gentle, but because their hands, their forearms, their shoulders, all the muscles involved in gripping have weakened. Now, this might sound small, but grip strength is actually one of the best predictors of overall health and longevity. It's almost like a report card for your entire body. I had another patient, Margaret, who was 71. She came in one day frustrated. She said, "Doctor, I can't open jars anymore. My husband has to open everything for me, and I hate that." She was being so vulnerable about it, but that's real. That's independence. Why is grip strength so important? Because your hands are connected to your forearms and your shoulders. And those muscles, they atrophy, they shrink faster than almost any other muscles in your body when you don't use them. A study from the Mayo Clinic showed that reduced grip strength in adults over 55 is associated with higher risk of falls, fractures, and loss of independence. But more importantly, it's one of the earliest signs that muscle loss is already underway. Margaret's grip weakness wasn't just about jars, it was a sign that she was losing muscle everywhere. And that's the connection most people miss. Your hands are a window into what's happening with your entire muscular system. Here's what's fascinating though. Grip strength is one of the easiest things to rebuild. And when you rebuild it, you rebuild confidence along with it. Margaret was shocked at how quickly she got stronger. Did you know that men and women lose grip strength at roughly the same rate after 50? This surprises a lot of people who think it's only a male issue. Sign number 3, unexplained weight loss. This is the one that really concerns me. When a patient comes in and says, I'm losing weight, but I'm not dieting, I'm eating the same as always, my clothes don't fit, I'm 5, maybe 10 pounds lighter than last year, that unexplained weight loss is almost never a good sign. And here's why. The weight you're losing is likely muscle, not fat. Your body is literally shrinking. I'm thinking of David, a 73-year-old, healthy guy, good diet, but he noticed his pants were getting loose. He thought, great, I'm losing weight. But when we did some testing, here's what we found. He'd lost 10 pounds, but almost all of it was lean muscle mass. He hadn't lost fat, he'd lost strength. Why does this happen? Because after 50, if you're not doing resistance work, if you're not challenging your muscles, your body has no reason to maintain them. Your body is efficient. If you don't use muscle, your body conserves energy by breaking down that muscle for fuel. This is particularly true if you've been sick, recovering from surgery, or just less active than usual. A few weeks of reduced activity can translate into months or even years of muscle loss. Now, here's something most people don't talk about. This weight loss is dangerous, because losing muscle means your metabolism slows down, which means you burn fewer calories, which means you get heavier in other ways, even as the scale says you're lighter. It's a trap that's hard to escape once you're in it. But David, like many of my patients who understand this early, he made changes and his body completely transformed. Not his appearance, though his clothes fit better, but his strength, his energy, his confidence. Myth, weight loss is always good for health. Fact. If you're losing muscle, especially without trying, that's a sign your body is breaking down faster than it's building up. This is a red flag, not a victory. Sign number 4, reduced endurance and fatigue during normal activities. Here's one I hear almost every day. A patient will say, Doctor, I used to walk 5 miles every morning. Now I can barely do 1 mile without feeling wiped out. Or, I used to work in my garden for hours. Now an hour and I'm exhausted. When you have less muscle, you have less capacity to do work. It's as simple as that. Muscles are what burn energy and create power in your body. Less muscle equals less stamina. I had a patient, Eleanor, who was 76. She told me, I feel like I'm moving through water. Everything felt harder. Walking, shopping, even playing with her grandchildren. Her daughter, who hadn't seen her in a few months, actually asked if Eleanor was feeling okay. You seem so tired, Mom, she said. What Eleanor was experiencing was the compounding effect of muscle loss. It wasn't one thing. It was that she'd stopped doing the things that kept her muscles strong. She retired, her activity level dropped, her muscles began to shrink, and as her muscles shrank, everything else became harder, so she did even less. It's a downward spiral, but here's the important part. This is still preventable and reversible. Eleanor was shocked at how much energy she got back once she started using her muscles again. Why does fatigue happen with muscle loss? Because muscles are metabolically active. They burn calories, they produce energy. When you have less muscle, you have less capacity for energy production. Your body literally has fewer power plants to draw from. This is backed up by research. A study from Harvard Health showed that seniors with low muscle mass experience significantly more fatigue in daily life than those who maintain muscle. The difference was dramatic. If you've been feeling this way exhausted during activities that used to feel easy, you're not lazy, you're not getting old, you're losing muscle. And the second half of this video is going to change that. Sign number 5, balance problems and increased fall risk. This is the one that scares families the most. A parent or grandparent stumbles, they catch themselves, and everyone gets a little worried because we all know one fall can change everything. Here's the thing. Balance isn't just about your inner ear or your brain. Balance is about muscle. Your legs, your core, your hip muscles, they're what keeps you upright. When those muscles weaken, your balance deteriorates. I remember speaking with a 74-year-old patient named Frank. His daughter brought him in. She said, Dad's been a little unsteady. We're worried he's going to fall. We're thinking about putting him in assisted living because of it. Frank was devastated. He didn't want to leave his home, but he was scared too. We did some testing and what we found was this. Frank's leg muscles were weak. His core was weak. His balance was suffering because of muscle weakness, not because anything was neurologically wrong. And here's what happened when we addressed the muscle issue. His balance improved dramatically. And the conversation about assisted living, it went away. This is why I get so passionate about this issue, because balance and fall prevention is literally about independence. It's about being able to stay in your home, to be active with your family, to not feel afraid. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 seniors experiences a fall every year. And most falls are preceded by muscle weakness. Most falls are preventable. The good news, and this is the really important part, the solution is the same for all 5 of these signs. It's one thing, and I'm about to tell you what it is. If you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I felt some of this, please hit that like button. Share this with a family member who needs to hear it, and subscribe so we can keep getting this information into your hands. Now, let me show you the solution. Okay, so here's the truth that doctors sometimes dance around. You cannot stop aging. You cannot go back to being 30, but you can absolutely stop and even reverse muscle loss. And the solution isn't complicated. It doesn't require expensive equipment. It doesn't require joining a gym or working with a trainer, though those can help. The solution is resistance. Your muscles respond to one thing: challenge. When you challenge your muscles, they grow stronger. When you don't challenge them, they shrink. That's biology. That's not opinion. That's scientific fact. Let me tell you what Robert did. Remember the guy who couldn't climb stairs? He started doing resistance exercises, not heavy weights, not intense workouts, but deliberate, focused resistance work 2 to 3 times a week. Within 4 weeks, he noticed a difference. His legs felt stronger. He could stand up from the couch without pushing. Within 12 weeks, he was climbing stairs normally again. His grandchildren were amazed. His daughter told me, "It's like I got my dad back." Here's exactly what works. Solution number 1, resistance exercise. Resistance exercise means moving your body against resistance. That resistance can come from many things: weights, resistance bands, your own body weight, or even water. The science is crystal clear. Resistance exercise is the single most effective intervention for preventing and reversing muscle loss in adults over 50. This comes from study after study at major research institutions: NIH, Mayo Clinic, Harvard Health. Here's what I recommend to my patients. Do this 2 to 3 times per week. Do exercises that challenge your major muscle groups. This means your legs, your back, your chest, your shoulders, your arms. 30 minutes is enough. And you don't have to do it all at once. 3 sets of 10 repetitions is a good starting point. Examples that work perfectly: body weight squats, bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair; wall push-ups, hands against a wall, push your body forward. Resistance bands can be done sitting or standing. They're incredibly versatile. Hand weights or dumbbells, start light. 2 to 5 pounds is fine. Step ups, step up and down on a low step. Farmer's carry, hold something moderately heavy and walk. The key is this: it should feel challenging, not dangerous, not painful, but challenging. You should feel like your muscles are working. Margaret, the patient who couldn't open jars, she started doing resistance band work 3 times a week. Specifically, she did wrist curls, rows, and chest presses. Within 6 weeks, she opened a jar without help. She cried. She told me it was one of the best feelings she'd had in years. Why is resistance so important? Because muscles only grow when you demand they grow. There's no shortcut. There's no supplement that replaces this. Resistance is the signal to your muscles: you're needed. Get stronger. Do not do this. Don't just do cardio thinking it's enough. Cardio is great for your heart, but it won't build muscle, and it won't stop muscle loss. You need resistance. Do not do this. Don't be afraid to lift. You won't get bulky. You won't get injured if you start gradually and use proper form, and the benefits to your independence are enormous. Solution number 2, protein intake. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. After 50, you need more protein than you did when you were younger, not less, more. Why? Because as you age, your body becomes less efficient at processing protein. Your muscles need more amino acids, the building blocks of protein, to repair and grow. The research is consistent. Seniors need about 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. For a 150-pound person, that's roughly 80 to 100 grams of protein per day. David, the patient who was losing weight, he wasn't eating nearly enough protein. He was eating maybe 40 grams a day. That's half what he needed. No wonder his body was breaking down muscle. He wasn't giving it the fuel to maintain muscle. When he increased his protein to 90 grams per day, combined with resistance exercise, his body completely changed. He maintained his weight, he gained muscle, he got stronger. Here's how to get enough protein. Lean meats: chicken, turkey, fish. Salmon is exceptional good protein and omega-3s. Eggs: 1 egg has about 6 grams of protein. Greek yogurt: 15 to 20 grams per serving. Cottage cheese: very high in protein. Beans and legumes: lentils, chickpeas, black beans. Tofu: complete protein source. Nuts and seeds: almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, milk and cheese, excellent sources. Protein powder, convenient for seniors who have difficulty eating enough whole foods. The strategy that works best: spread protein throughout the day. Don't eat it all at one meal. Aim for 25 to 30 grams at each main meal. This gives your muscles a consistent supply of building blocks. Eleanor, who was exhausted all the time, part of her recovery involved actually eating more protein specifically. She increased from about 50 grams to 90 grams a day. That change alone made a huge difference. Do not do this. Don't think you need to buy expensive supplements. Whole food is better than supplements. Chicken is cheaper than protein powder if you buy it on sale. Eggs cost almost nothing. Greek yogurt, these are affordable, accessible protein sources. Do not do this. Don't overdo it either. You don't need 200 grams of protein a day. That's excessive. You just need enough to support muscle maintenance and repair. Solution number 3, consistent movement. This is the part that matters just as much as the exercise and nutrition. Consistency. Frank, the patient, worried about falls. He didn't become strong in one workout. He became strong by showing up 2 days a week, then 3 days a week for 3 months. Then it became his routine. His daughter said something to me that really stuck. Dad doesn't think about his exercises anymore. They're just part of his day, like brushing his teeth. That's the goal. Not perfection, not intensity, but consistency. Here's what I tell all my patients. It's better to do a 20-minute moderate workout 3 times a week for the rest of your life than to do an intense workout once and then never do it again. Think of it like this. Your muscles have memory, but only if you remind them regularly. If you exercise for 2 weeks and then stop, your muscles return to their weak state. But if you exercise consistently, even if it's just 20 to 30 minutes, 2 or 3 times per week, you're constantly telling your muscles, keep growing. Stay strong. What does consistent movement look like? Week 1, 2 days of resistance exercise, 20 minutes each. Week 2, same schedule, same routine. Week 3 through 12, same schedule. After 12 weeks, your body has adapted. You can increase if you want to, but even maintaining this is excellent. The interesting thing, after about 6 weeks of consistency, most people don't need motivation anymore. They feel so much better that they want to keep going. They have more energy. They're sleeping better. They're less anxious. They feel more independent. This is what happened to Robert, Margaret, David, Eleanor, and Frank. They all started because they were concerned about their health, but they continued because they felt better. And here's something most people won't tell you. You don't even need a gym. You don't need expensive equipment. You can do this at home, in your living room, using resistance bands or your own body weight. This is accessible to everyone. Solution number 4, adequate rest and recovery. Here's the part that's often overlooked. Muscles grow during rest, not during exercise. When you exercise, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers. That sounds bad, but it's actually the stimulus. When you rest, your body repairs those tears and the muscle grows back stronger. If you're not getting adequate sleep and recovery time, you're undermining all your hard work. For seniors, here's what that looks like. Sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours per night. This is when most muscle repair happens. Days off, don't do intense resistance work on consecutive days. Let at least 1 day pass between workouts. Stress management. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which breaks down muscle. So manage stress through meditation, time with family, or activities you enjoy. Hydration. Drink enough water. Your muscles need water to function and repair. The patients who recovered fastest, the ones who treated recovery as seriously as they treated their workouts. Robert didn't just exercise. He went to bed earlier. He stopped scrolling on his phone before sleep. He made sleep a priority. And guess what? He recovered faster. He got stronger faster. So don't overlook this. Rest is not laziness. Rest is when the magic happens. Before you start any new exercise program, I want to be very clear about something. Talk to your doctor first. If you have heart disease, joint problems, diabetes, or any other condition, you need medical clearance before starting resistance exercise. Your doctor can give you specific guidance for your situation. Also, if you experience pain, actual pain, not just muscle fatigue, stop. Pain is a signal that something is wrong. Work with a physical therapist or trainer who understands senior populations. This is not medical advice for your specific situation. This is general education. Your health is individual. Your doctor knows your history. Work with them. But I will say this, in my 20 years of practice, I have never seen a patient regret building muscle. I've seen them regret not building it sooner, but never the reverse. Let me tell you why I'm so passionate about this. Muscle loss doesn't happen in isolation. When your muscles weaken, everything else becomes harder. Playing with your grandkids becomes harder. Staying independent becomes harder. Feeling confident in your own body becomes harder. But here's the flip side. When you build muscle, when you get stronger, everything changes, not just physically, emotionally, psychologically. Robert told me something I'll never forget. He said, "Doc, it's not just that I can climb stairs, it's that I feel like myself again. I feel like I can do what I want. That's everything." That's what this is about. It's about freedom, independence, confidence in your body, the ability to do the things you love without fear. And here's what I know for absolutely certain. If you're watching this and you recognize yourself in any of these 5 signs, you can change this. You can stop muscle loss. You can rebuild strength. You don't have to accept weakness as inevitable. Start small. Pick one thing. Resistance exercise, or increasing your protein, or committing to consistency. Start there and give it 12 weeks. That's 3 months. Most of my patients see dramatic improvement in 3 months. Your body is waiting to be stronger. Your muscles are waiting for the signal. The signal is challenge me, use me, feed me, let me recover. That's it. It's not complicated. It's not expensive. It's just consistent action. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just watch this video. Do something. Start this week. Do one resistance exercise. Increase your protein by 1 meal. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier, something, because knowledge without action is just entertainment. But action changes your life. Thank you for watching. If this helped you, please like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, subscribe so you don't miss future videos on senior health, and leave me a comment. I read them. Tell me which of these 5 signs resonated with you, or tell me what you're going to do first. I'm Dr. Alex Mandell. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next video.